All right then.
That was creepy
That's a
as hell.
creepy new bot. Okay, so I'll edit that part out
I'll
because
leave it
holy
there.
shit.
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrifying. That was too funny.
All right. In three, two. All right, guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while. Looking to do some podcasting here. I have Bayley in the studio, who is the GM of the New Orleans second line, and we're going to talk some draft stuff here. I apologize if my voice is kind of fucky. I was at the Lions game today, and if you saw anything, you would know that I lost it laughing at Mason Crosby.
What did he miss? Like 13 points or something like that?
Yeah,
Four.
he left 13 points on the board.
Ugh.
He hit the uprights twice and he missed twice. It was glorious. We couldn't stop laughing. Honestly,
Yeah.
if he had missed that last one that they gave him as a pity, I would have lost my shit. I might have shit my pants laughing.
Well, Patriots are first in the division, so just say that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, again.
But the Packers are last in the division, and we can all be happy about that.
Love
all
it.
Right. Anyway, moving on to actual NSFL stuff. I always find the drafting stuff interesting because I've never been involved in it, and I've only been drafted once in my life. And that was the very first one where nobody knew anything about anything. So I went in the 10th round of a 25 or 26 round draft. That made absolutely no sense because the majority of first round picks went inactive almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm here talking with, again, Bayley, GM of the New Orleans second line, and I'm going to pick his brain about anything and everything to do with the draft. All right. So first of all, how you doing?
I am good. It's been busy. It's a busy type of year right now, trying to get talking to all the prospects and getting all the information onto, putting it all together, getting all the numbers and kind of, seeing what makes sense and with free agency going on as well. So a lot happening at once. So it's been busy.
I'll bet. All right. Hey guys, settle something up for me. Do GMs send out a PM or something to every prospect or just the ones they like the most?
For me, I do select certain prospects that I talk to. I don't talk to them all. Those are typically ones that I'm very interested in or have had some relationships. So basically I'll talk to most prospects. I don't send all of them for positions that I don't need necessarily. For instance, quarterback, I don't really need necessarily quarterback, but sometimes if some of the higher TP quarterbacks, I'll send them a message and see if they're willing to change positions or something like that to kind of start that conversation. So
Sure.
I don't send templated stuff. I'm very much, I have a basics thing and then I change per person. So everybody gets a different thing. It's kind of personalized, very short to the point that I send.
I got you. Okay. So this is more about weeding out between picks that you think you could get into. Like, we got a first round pick. We know where that's sitting. We know about where these couple of guys are fall, and we could use either one of them.
Exactly.
Which one do we choose?
Yeah, exactly. We look at the positions that we need,
right?
And kind of we know that generally, with the TP players, it somewhat falls into a certain order. So we know, the top 10 in TP are probably going to go somewhere in the first 10 picks, first 12 picks, 13 picks, depending on the username too, obviously. But so you kind of know how the draft's going to go a little bit, so you can kind of plan exactly who will be available where. So I kind of take that and go right down the list and try to find those hidden gems too. There's a lot of hidden gems, especially this draft. I think there's a lot of hidden guys that are going to be pretty interesting, I think, as we move forward. So
all right.
Finding those people, it's what you want to do too. So
yeah, definitely. So you mentioned it a lot. You say the top 10 TPE guys are basically going to go top 10 overall. Is there anything that would make you take a lower TPE guy over a higher? Is there more to it than just TPE, or is it just straight up the guys who are earning are the guys who are going to be around and the guys we're going to look at?
No, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely there's definitely reasons to take guys that are lower. I look at something that's activity level. I do look at things on the forum too. If they're someone that seems to be always causing chaos or something, I will not take them no matter how high they are on that draft board. There are definitely reasons to take maybe people that are not in the top 10 a little bit, and to kind of put them above. They may be in the top 10 now, but you want to find the top 10 person in the next 3 years, the next 3 seasons. So that's the goal. So a guy that may not be there now may have a really good, TP per week. So they're going to be someone that's going to earn better than the person at the top right now. So, you have to kind of weigh those. And then you look at, position of need too. I think that's another thing that most teams look at too. So there's many things that kind of go into that process. So like the top 10 may not actually be the top 10, but generally, like I said, 15, usually the top 10 go in like the top 15 or so. Obviously there's some, there's obviously some, chances that it may not happen, but generally that's how most drafts go.
Gotcha. All right. So getting into it a little bit deeper now, you were talking about how you look at need and you look at other stuff. We often hear in the NFL about different draft strategies. Some guys take best available player. Some guys take best at need. Some guys take, they just kind of have a weird one where they try to find late round gems and, whatever it is that those strategies are. What would you say your draft strategy falls in? You don't have to tell me exactly what goes into it, but what kind of, does it fall more that best available, especially because you've got a more complete team right now? Or does it fall more at just, if we need them and they're there, we take them?
Yeah, I mean, our team is definitely getting a little bit older too. You saw how many people retired across the league too. So we're getting to a point, we're definitely looking at, best available player as well as, who fits. We look for a certain type of person to go in our locker room and kind of interact with everybody there. We have a pretty, active locker room. So we kind of look for that specific person. But also, like I said, position of need is, when we look at our team, I mean, we have a quarterback that we don't have to worry about for a while. Adam just recreated as a running back. So that's something that, we looked at. But, I did talk to him about different options. So, we kind of left everything open there. But that's things we had to consider kind of going into it. We have Lorax, who we just got last year on the line. Brian Mills, right, in linebacking core, is only season 6. So he's getting there, but still fine. We just extended William Harrison and safety. So you have Bayley and Madge that see what happened there. But we have different. We have kind of a full team right now. Have Oaks as well at safety, so we're kind of set there. So we kind of looked at all the different options. We had a couple people, the D line's obviously something that's interesting. But I kind of take someone that fits. I think that's the best way to put it. Someone that fits in our locker room, someone that, has a tendency of staying with the, loyalty and things like that's also important. So.
Gotcha. All right. Very cool. All right. Let's get a little bit more into the draft and the draftees themselves and itself, and however you want to put that. So looking at it, I believe Philly has the number 1 overall pick this year, right?
Philly does. Yep.
All right. So let's say you're the Philly GM, not who are they actually taking, but you're the Philly GM. You got first pick overall. You kind of know what that team's got going on. Who are you taking?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Philly, they need a lot. They need pretty much best available player. I talked to a lot of the people at the top of the draft. Alex Selick was one of the guys that I really enjoyed talking to. He's a linebacker. His username's Toman. I think he's a phenomenal guy. He's actually on my team in SHL too. So great pick. I think he's going to be a really good player. Obviously you have Andrew Reese, who was a quarterback, which they could use, but I know he did do a position switch as well. Swag Sloth is his username, so that's something they definitely could use. There are, obviously you have, a Dwyer there. If you wanted to take Sonny Curse, wide receiver, you could take him too. I
Mhm.
think those make a lot of sense for Philly. Kind of laying out a couple options there. I
Right.
think those three make a lot of sense. What off the interactions that I had with them. It's tough to pick one
Okay.
because, but
Yeah.
those I think were guys that we definitely liked a lot going into the draft, and we had great conversations with them as well.
Cool. All right. So I guess this is a slightly different question. Say now that you've traded up for them. You now, as the GM of the New Orleans second line, have the first pick in the draft. Who do you pick? Knowing
I
that you're not going to get this player.
Yeah, I am. I'm taking Alex Selleck.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
So out of the people per week, he averaged the most. So I had made my list on September 4th, and he had a change. He had a delta of 116 TPE. So he
Wow.
added 160 since the beginning of September. I don't know if anybody wants to check that, or if anybody wants to check his updates, but that's an average of about 17, a little over 16 and a half.
That's pretty nuts, man.
Yeah.
Now,
So
does it concern you at all that he disappeared almost immediately after the S1 draft?
that is something that you consider for sure. I think you definitely consider it. He's been great, like I said, in SHL too. So
Oh yeah.
he took, over there. He's been really good over there too. So it's something you definitely consider if it's, worth the risk, and you have a guy like, Dwyer, on the board too.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Swagsoft, even Swagsoft, like they're guys that have kind of stayed all along. So when it comes to the three, um, I think I'm going to take the risk on him just because
Sure. Super high ceiling there.
yeah, I've talked to him, and I have a couple of discords with him too, so I see him
Sure.
a lot. So for me, it makes sense
And
for that. But
that wasn't to throw any shade his way. That's
yeah,
just a
that's
legitimate
fair.
question that I'd ask of a GM. I think he's
Mhm.
I think he's back. From what I understand, it was more a personal thing that caused him to leave than a an NSFL thing or a boredom thing or anything like, you know what I mean? Like it seemed like it was something he had to do to get his real life in order, and that's always got to come first.
Yeah, and he's a linebacker too,
Yeah,
which is a
those are
good position to have.
huge. Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that those have stayed like the most. I don't know, like one of the
Yeah.
biggest positions. Like on defense, definitely like one of the number one positions.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, that's kind of the cornerstone. If you look at, even safeties playing linebacker and things like that, kind
Right.
of know how important they are. And,
Right.
for a team that needs a lot, I think it makes, a lot of sense to go that route.
Right. All right. So moving on a little bit. How much? Excuse me. Do you think there'll be a good amount of movement in the draft? It's always kind of fun when we see these last minute trades or anything like that.
I think there will be a decent amount. This draft is pretty stacked. If you look at, the top the top 25 really have over 100. There's 25 people with over 100 TPE. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot there. So if someone, is looking for a certain guy, it may be in the middle of the draft so they can kind of move back, I think
Mhm.
there is going to be a decent amount of moves made. I think we'll see what happens, with
Right.
kind of where things are in the draft, but I think there's going to be a good amount. There's some guys that are on different leagues too that it may not be high TPE guys, like, but they're known from other leagues. So
Okay.
that could have GMs, when you think about some guys in PBE, for instance,
Mhm.
might be GMs there that know them from PBE and might slide back to grab them, things like that. Or, same thing with SHL. There's guys on here that are, SHL that are known on SHL that people may have relationships, kind of the same reason that I would take, Toman first, is because I have that
Right.
relationship with them.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
I think where a lot of the movement's going to come from.
All right.
But we'll see. I know it's going to be interesting to see how, how active GMs are, or if they're just going to stand pat and happy who they pick, because there really is, like I said, it's a deep, deep draft. So
Sure. All right. Here's my next one. Who is your draft crush? And by that, I mean that kind of late round player who you're like, you know what? He's kind of got it. Like, I don't know that he'll be the best thing ever. I don't know that he'll even be active past this draft, but like, I'd want him on my team, even if I don't. Like, let's be honest here. Jiggly, we looked at Jiggly's. If anybody hasn't read Jiggly's thing yet, he basically told everybody the draft is over already. That we're just waiting for the announcements.
good,
He basically already said that.
great.
In his thing. So knowing that, who was your draft crush? And don't tell me if you got him or not. Just who was your draft crush?
Yeah, I mean, I'll actually pull up his article here and kind of take a look at it. So, are you saying more so like a draft like gem at
Like I
the end of
said,
the draft, or someone?
so it's like it's I don't know. It's hard to say because it's something that was always around kind of in. It makes a lot more sense, I guess, in the NFL where there's 32 teams going for it. There's always that one guy who, like, you see his highlights and you're like, man, I'd love that guy on my team. Even though, like, his highlight reel is way, way, way shorter than his shit wheel.
Yeah.
His shit reel, that is. And like, you're like, but I know, I could just tell he's going to be a star. He's probably not. He's probably going to be out of the NFL in 3 years as soon as his contract's over. He might not even make the practice squad. But you're like, but I just love him for the draft. I just like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at Jiggly's draft, his kind of rankings there, just kind of looking from 30 to 40, even there's a couple people even in there that, Jalen Hobbs is one, wide receiver. Probably, he may be a guy that goes decently late, or he might go, but he's a very, I had a great conversation with him as well. I know he is on SHL. So he is someone that for a team that needs a wide receiver and kind of looking for that late gem, Jalen Hobbs might be that guy to keep an eye on. Definitely could be very interesting. You have Evok there.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
That's 35th, ranked 35th on Jiggly's list. I mean,
I feel like people who know that that's Evok, and same with like Jay Blaze sitting right at the bottom of QB. We all know that he had, like, Boss already fucking put up one of the best quarterbacks ever. Hard to believe he falls to 40. I would be very hesitant to believe that he falls all the way to 40.
Yeah, I think did he go inactive already? I feel like he did.
He went inactive?
I believe, maybe not. I could be wrong on that.
I could have sworn I could be wrong. I don't keep up with that.
Let's see.
If he went inactive, then yeah, screw it. He's 40. But if he's active,
yeah, he hasn't been seen in over a month.
Oh, that's just too bad.
Yep, hasn't been seen in over a month.
That's kind of a loss. It's kind of a loss just in general, man.
Yeah. He definitely had some, to make another quarterback. He can. He knows how to do it. So
yeah,
it's not a guy you need to, help out with his build at all because he knows how to do it. He's done it before. So
right.
That's definitely another one to if he was there. I mean, that's an easy steal and a half. Even there's guys, Roger Badoff, he's very active in PBE. So that's another guy to look at. Ty Justice was another one. Those guys are super active in PBE. So those are guys definitely that could be, they look, this list, I know that, what Roger Badoff went to the draft 22nd in TP ranking, but has 121. So
Yeah.
That's a good number to have going into the draft.
Yeah.
There are some that are over 200, but 121 is a solid number to have. So the guys like that are, known in other leagues, that's usually
Right.
a good start.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just curious, it's especially so like the thing that's the hardest for me to wrap my head around, which isn't like that hard to wrap my head around, I should say. The thing that's hardest for me to use while trying to determine kind of where people are sitting in the draft is I'm not in PBE or SHL or any of the other things. So I don't know who the guys are who are active in other leagues that are probably going to be active here. That's a very big advantage to have, is knowing those other guys.
Yeah,
GM at least.
It's kind of weighing, being in other leagues. So when you look at some guys, like ZT Evans, for instance, another guy that I'd like a lot as well, but he's very active in SBA. He is active in SHL, and he's active in here. So it's like, how much is too much?
Right.
So it's almost better to look at someone that is maybe only in two leagues or something like that, rather than someone that's in 4. It's kind of having that conversation of like, hey, how much is too much, and kind of see what you see there too. So guys that are, first time being here, which are very few, I think, in this draft. But it's kind of looking at that and taking a look at that first. And like I said, the TP usually is a good indication of kind of not exactly the order, because there's a lot that goes into decisions and moving around and things like that. But it's tough, definitely.
Okay. All right, the question I've been waiting for: did you draft me? No, I'm kidding.
Well, what did you think of your draft ranking? 14.
14. So I read his thing,
and
he even asked me about that.
Yeah.
And I can basically tell you what I told him.
Yep.
Which was, I understand it if teams are drafting based on need, and it's a pretty deep defensive draft. So but there's some other guys who are on offense who could easily pop up. So for me, I was like, well, if based on need, I could definitely see myself going 14 with 8 teams in the league. But based on what I know about me and based on, the stuff around me, I feel like I should be a bit higher.
Okay.
I know I've got enough teams interested in me that part of me didn't realize Antonio Summer was coming out this year. I was thinking he was already a send down and was going out and had already been drafted. So that affects where I think I am there, but I think I'm at least a second rounder, like upper or mid second round. It just depends on what team hits me. So I guess 14 works. But for whatever, I like how he said, took the combine results I was given, which means nothing because whoever made the combine, I don't know if you looked at the combine thing.
Yeah, it's all made up stuff.
It's really made up based on, I appreciate that Davey does it. I get it. And it's great that somebody does something like that, but I know it's based on stats. I just don't think he realizes, I don't know if he's ever watched an actual combine, because, or if he knows how things relate, because, well, he gave me a Wonderlic score of 3. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the one. He also gave Zoro Roronoa. Oh my god, that name. He gave Zoro a 7 and put that in green. For those of you out there who don't know the Wonderlic, by the way, I've actually taken. I don't know if you've ever taken the Wonderlic. I've taken the Wonderlic.
I've not.
I had to for a job interview. It was kind of fun. The Wonderlic is, for those of you who don't know, it's 50 questions in 12 minutes. So you have what is it, 10 seconds? Basically the equivalent of 10 seconds per, or something like that, or 30 seconds per question. I don't remember exactly how it lines up. It doesn't matter. 50 questions, 12 minutes. it's expected that a literate person would get an 8. If you were still dumb but literate, you would get an 8. So getting a 7 is considered generally illiterate. 3 is considered almost brain dead because some of the questions are like 1 plus 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that easy, but they're not like getting a 3 would mean you like wrote your name on the test and almost turned it in like blank. So obviously my player is literate, so maybe rein those in a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if it's 7 out of 10. Like, is that? I don't know what they're going for. So
yeah, I don't. Well, because he's got 2 20s on there, and it's like he knows it goes up to 50. He's given linebackers 40s. Linebackers generally don't get 40s. Same with DBs; they generally don't get around 40s. Kicker, punter, sure, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, obviously, he just assigned it to an arbitrary number, and I get it.
Right.
And also, he gave I guess he just did the colors based on who had higher or who had better of what, because for a QB to get a 39 is actually pretty good. Like 39 in general is pretty good. I got 39 is what I got, which I was happy with. The job that was hiring me in real life was not happy with that because they wanted someone dumber. It was
30 out of 50.
They legitimately told me they want someone dumber. They're like, you'll probably question what we're telling you. I was like, yeah, I will. They're like, yeah, we don't really like that.
Just kind of do it. No, don't ask questions. Just do it.
We're gonna stick you on a cash register. We really don't need you questioning authority. I was like, yeah, this job isn't for me.
Yeah, no kidding.
But so no, so the combine numbers, like that, they mean nothing. That should have been thrown out. If he actually legitimately used those in his pre-draft stuff, he needs to change that. Through in TP, like honestly, if I'm making a big board list, I'm going. I guess he said he put reputation into consideration when making the list, but if that was true, Evok would be way higher.
Sure.
Like you said, Justice might be higher. ZT Evans would definitely be higher because he's super active in here. It's one of those things where like I get it, but also I disagree.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, C. Petrella would be higher. Yeah. I think Tez would be higher. If you look at
C. Petrella would be higher, but he did go inactive almost immediately after his last player. So he says his article says he's a lot more in it. I always like to give him the benefit of the doubt because I was super active and then I disappeared and I'm back now and I've been active. I may not be as active on the forums specifically. I'm not making posts all the time, but like I'm around. I've been 5 or 6 different Discords. I'm coming back to making these again. Unfortunately, I rejoined right in the middle of literally my busiest season in work, and I keep doing that. And it's just dumb. It takes away all the time in the world. But it's one of those things where like if I can recognize the names, they should probably be higher because I don't pay attention. So
yeah, there's a lot of name value I think in this.
Yeah, Berserk Cap is 10.
Yeah, I know.
He's also a GM, so he has to go in the second round.
Kendrick is ahead of Berserk Cap, which I thought was interesting. I love Kendrick too. I think he's awesome. He's been great in New Orleans, and he was great in San Jose too. But
yeah, I like Kendrick.
But putting him above Berserk Cap is interesting.
Yeah, like if you're legitimately putting reputation into consideration while making the list, Berserk Cap should be close to the top.
Yeah, I agree.
37 of the Chamber should be up there. Red Sidranth should be up there. Dwyer should be up there at the top. Like, there's some people who definitely should be way higher. Like, even Saliva's way down. I know he's a kicker punter, but like, the dude's active as hell.
Yeah.
I know his name. I shouldn't know his name because I don't know anybody's name, but I know his name.
Yeah, I mean, Rabid Sponge too. I mean,
yeah.
That obviously when not sort of inactive, he was taken super high in the draft that I was in, as a kicker punter. So
just to fuck with people too.
Yeah,
that was the best part.
But he's one of the best earners this year, so we'll see.
Yeah. I miss those days of
Yeah.
being in San Jose and just fucking with shit because it was funny.
Season 3.
What was it? We had like the second and third pick of the draft, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, they're gonna pick you, and then they're gonna pick the kicker, and we're like, nah, fuck you guys, we're picking the kicker first. The best part was everybody had put it in that order on their draft thing, and we intentionally like had all the San Jose guys wait to post their draft predictions until right before the draft. And then we all popped in and had the kicker above you and all got the points.
That's terrible.
Oh, it was so bad, but it was so much fun. That was back when drafts were done live, like really live though. I'm assuming that things went bad a couple of times and that's why it stopped being like that.
Yeah, I think the presentation. Were you around for the presentation last year of the draft?
Nah, yes, I was, and it's done well, and I like that.
Very
and
cool.
That's, you know what? If doing what they had to do is because of that, I'm fine with it. It was way funnier when it was just people rambling. The S2 draft will go down in infamy for that, but
I was not here. That was before my time.
S1 was a shit show because nobody knew anything about anything. Everybody's build was crazy. Nobody's name meant anything unless they came from SHL. And those were the guys who were grabbed first. And on top of all of that, nobody knew who anybody was who wasn't from SHL. So they threw there were like 6 of us doing a draft cast on Twitch as they're picking live. It's getting insane, and I was on my cell phone in a hotel room because I didn't you can read it on Jiggly. I was in a dirty hotel room because I had to get the cheapest one I could find because I had work on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I didn't have an apartment for another week.
Oh,
so like the first day of my apartment, I slept on like shirts and a towel, like. But it was
interesting.
It was just kind of funny because my lease wasn't ready until the 6th, and my work started on the 1st. And thank God there was a weekend in between that I didn't have to stay in a hotel. But yeah, it was interesting, but it was a fun time. You know, it went on for 4.5 hours. And then S2 was S2. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch it.
We'll have to do
S2,
that.
S2, man. It's S2.
We'll have to do that.
Nobody should put themselves through that.
And
then S3 was when you came in, right?
Yep.
Were you S3 or S4?
I was S3. I was S3.
Okay, yeah. And it started getting a little more regulated, and then there was a fuck ton of drama. And then I disappeared. But it had never been live. It had never been pre-done. It was always basically live.
Okay.
So this is new. It's fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to actually watch it because last season it was there, but it meant nothing to me because I don't know any of these people. Like I do, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was. It's definitely cool. It's very well done, extremely well done. So
yeah, and from what I've seen, I think they're trying to even make even more changes.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
How many rounds do we have this year?
Is
40 all of the people, or is that it? Or is there more?
Yeah, no, there's 40.
Okay, there is 4. Okay, I didn't know if he had done the big board on everybody or just his top 40, and he just was like, I'm done after this.
Yeah, no, there's 40.
So there's 8 teams? So there's 5 rounds.
Yes. Yep.
This should be a good time.
Yeah, it definitely. I'm looking forward to. I think we have another 5 days until the draft. So
yeah, right. At this point, yes. I don't know when this podcast is going up, but at the time we're recording this, yes, there's 5 more days to go.
Yes, that's true. It is October 7th. If you're wondering.
Yeah, at 11:30 p.m. In case you're still wondering. I'm not wearing pants. In case you're also wondering.
I am. Sorry.
I need to get drunk for more of these. I can't get drunk tonight because I have to go to work early. But
that'd be awesome. I miss the times when you just do the live commentating, just hammered. It was great.
Supposedly that's coming back, so you might be able to. We're working on it, but
Yes,
that might be coming back for you.
I hope so.
It could be a good time.
Definitely hope so.
I
That
forget
was
which
good.
game it was. What was the? It was. I think it was an Ultimus playoff game where I did a shot for every touchdown or something, and ended up going through like an entire pack of mini bottles of. It was more than a shot too, because I had these little mini bottles of apple pie liquor. I
That
even know what
sounds
it was. Apple
terrible.
pie schnapps or something. Oh, so good. It was so good, and I drank 10 of them in one sitting before the second game, and then I just had to switch to beer and chug beers. It was a rough game. It was a fun game. It was a rough game.
That's bad.
As we get into November, that's when I can start getting blasted again. Once work is not as shitty.
Perfect.
But I think there's a whole new set of people who haven't heard me drunk as fuck, which
Hysterical.
Which is a present for them. They will get the joy of that.
They don't know what they're missing.
I guess we got a little off topic there.
It's all right.
That's okay. It's still NSFL related.
Yeah, we're good.
It was. They're all about production now. People didn't like the some people didn't like the live casts, and some people really liked the live casts. So I'm not sure if it would be received better now that like we're making the league a bit more showy, I guess would be the way to put it.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll see. I think people will enjoy it though. Definitely think people will enjoy it.
I think once it gets going, it'll be great.
It'll be awesome.
I'd have to talk to color guys again because it would require Colby to come back. I know people are kind of mixed on him, but he was a great color guy because he really paid attention to a whole bunch of stuff in the league and would just pull shit out of his ass. Not even make it up, just like he would just know.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, so how's he doing this year? And he'd be like, yeah, he's sitting on 15 carries for like about 700 yards, but and you're like, yeah, okay, you just have that. You just have that.
Oh, he did his research. That's all that matters. He did his research.
He did, man. He knows that. He's our stat guy by all means, but I'm sure there's other people who do it too. I'd love to do it with Time Consumer because that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I look forward to that. That's we should get that working.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out at some point. I'm gonna get blasted. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait.
All right, so a little bit of other stuff. Any free agency pickups that you've made so far? I haven't paid attention. I know they happen. I just usually when it happens, somebody makes a big media deal about it, but it's there's nothing.
No, I mean the big thing was Carlito Crush, obviously, and didn't respond to my message to resign him, so that was awesome.
Oh,
yes, I'm salty about it.
I don't blame you. Who do you sign with?
Back in Orange County, so I traded for him at the deadline. And he had, nothing but he was like, oh, I'll see how free agency goes. I really like it. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, and then literally didn't even respond. So,
oh man,
good. I think the biggest thing that happened was Baltimore declining Trey Willie's contract, his option. So he's still out there.
That's right. I didn't. Wow.
Yeah.
Nobody's picking up Trey Willie. Is he chasing money, or is he like? Are people just waiting to see how the draft pans out and then they're going to sign him?
I have no idea. It's interesting to watch to see where it goes, for sure. So that's definitely interesting.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely be. He's my vote for the top wide receiver in the league last year. So,
yeah, like that'd be a pickup that if I'm like a team that needs like wide receivers bad. That's been really, really bad for a while, and Philly is, having a tough time. Philly and went 0-14. Philly, if they, if you're a team like that, you would pick them up. You'd think.
Yeah,
You'd
yeah. I
make them
mean,
an offer, a nice offer, give them some bonus incentives, and
I had 15 touchdowns last year, led the league.
yeah. I mean,
So,
touchdowns are a fluky stat, but yes.
yep, yeah. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I think Philly needs obviously someone to throw to him, since they were using Noble. So that was as their quarterback last year.
Yeah,
So
but they have a new quarterback coming in.
yeah, so that should, as long as you have someone to throw to him, I mean,
Right.
it's a solid pickup. I think that's one. Not too much else. I think that happened. We kept Smallwood. We kept
Yeah.
Julian O'Sullivan.
Wait,
So that
I
was
thought Smallwood was retiring.
yeah. He's retiring after this next year, so he re-signed with us for 1 year.
Uh,
Yeah. Yep. That's really all. Obviously, Davey opting out and going to Baltimore was interesting. Because Slim retired, so
yeah.
so it looks like Davey's
Slim
taking over.
retired.
Yeah, so Davey's taking over as quarterback, I assume.
I didn't
Yep.
think about that.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, nothing.
So interesting.
We've, for New Orleans, we were focused on bringing guys back. I think more than anything, Madge is a free agent right now. He opted out of his deal, so Vladimir Fedorovich,
Yeah,
he's
whatever
a
his name
free
is. Yeah.
agent. He's 830 TP as an S7 player, so he's been our top priority. We're talking to him pretty much every day, so it's kind of what we're doing. It's no surprise. So obviously, by saying it here, no one's going to be surprised that we're talking to him. So, that's been our thing for free agency is kind of bringing guys back that we had. So kind of retaining the same team and adding some rookies and stuff like that too. So,
All right.
mm-hmm.
All right. I can see that. Should be a good time. I just realized Ben is an S11 rookie, and he's not like at the top of that, and that's
Mm-hmm.
an issue.
Yeah, Ben is awesome too. I mean, he's in New Orleans. He's a great part of our locker room too. So seeing him, he's fourth on the list, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, he's another good one. So
Yeah. Well, sorry.
you're good.
I don't know even how I got to that. I was just looking at stuff, and I was like, oh shit, he's there.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yep. Savea retired. Sucks we couldn't get him another championship ring, but
yeah,
he's an interesting prospect for sure.
Definitely.
What about you? How's the whole draft process been and talking to teams and
It's definitely been way more interesting than the first time around because
Okay.
the first time around, one team talked to me. And back then there were only 6 teams. So one team talked to me. That team said, hey, we're going to draft you in like the 7th or 8th round. Because I'd made it very clear that I would be around for a while. And I was. And I was relatively active for a while. If things had panned out a little bit differently, I probably never would have left. Anyway, regardless, that's neither here nor there. The team that reached out to me was the Yeti, and they did not draft me. So that was the entire thing. I sat around till the 10th round. They had 4 chances to grab me.
Interesting.
And didn't. I got picked like at the end of the 10th round.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was all I had. That was my entire draft process. Congratulations, yay. So this time around, it's been a little bit different because I've got a player that people want. There are teams that need a player at my position. I was one of the top performing in terms of yardage. I was the number one performer in my position. Not in terms of everything, but that's not the end of the world. We had a TD Vulture on our team, so I wasn't getting a ton of that. But aside from all of that, like it's been a cool time. I'm excited to see the draft actually go through. I never got to go through the DSFL stuff, so that was always cool. Just it's been cool. I've had a couple
Awesome.
GMs reach out to me, tell me they want me. I've had one GM that I'm talking to right now not reach out to me and tell me he wants me, so a little bummed about that one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Is there, well, as we're kind of talking about that, how high do you think your player could go? Like, and how low do you think your player could fall?
I think you missed the subtle jab at yourself, but
It's fine. I did reach out to you, but that's okay.
Did you reach out to me?
You
reached out to me on Discord. That's right.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I did not. I did it on the board.
I'm going to go to my messages right now, and then I will tell you how high do I think I could go. You did.
I did.
Oops. Okay, that means
good. Thanks.
That means
appreciate
all but two. Yeah, whatever. That means let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams reached out to me, and 3 teams did not. So I know which teams aren't looking at me.
I'm surprised that you didn't talk to. I'm surprised by that, to be honest.
That I didn't talk to all teams?
Yeah.
Who talked to me who definitely didn't need to at all?
The Cats?
No, they didn't talk to me.
What?
Philly talked to me. They have a up-and-coming killer running back, like a young guy who just set the league on fire in terms of rushing yards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he killed it. Yeah, Brown. He absolutely killed it. 1,900 yards.
So that was interesting that, they talked to me, but you want to take a guess of the 3 teams that didn't talk to me? So this could be fun.
For a second. Well, I know we did, and I know that the Cats did not.
Those are the 2 for sure. And Philly talked to me. So those are the 3 teams for sure talked to me.
Yep. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna just look at. Let's see. I'm gonna guess Baltimore did not.
Who?
Baltimore did not. And I'm gonna guess
Baltimore did.
They did. Okay. I'm surprised at that a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to think who else would who has a running back that doesn't really need one. I know I'm gonna say that the Outlaws didn't. Just random guess. No reason to have it.
Give me 3 guesses, and I'll tell you if you were right or wrong.
All right, so I'm gonna say and Yeti.
Outlaws, Yeti, and who? And you already know that SJ didn't. So Outlaws and Yeti are the other 2.
Yeah.
Outlaws did. Yeti did not.
Yeti did not. Yeah. Okay. Outlaws did. I'm surprised that. All right. Oh, actually, they have. Who do they even have then? I'm interested why they did not.
Yeah, they did. So it was. I didn't get any messages from the Sabercats, the Yeti, or the Wraiths.
Okay.
Those are the ones who apparently were not interested in me. So I'm assuming I am not going to them. And like I said, the draft is over, so I've already been drafted at this point. So the question is, who the hell am I going to?
Sort of surprised about the Wraiths a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little surprised about the Wraiths just because, that Berserk Cap's obviously a cornerback. He's recruited as a quarterback, so interesting that they didn't reach out. Just looking at team needs and looking at like the stats and so on, and they didn't I don't even know if they didn't draft a running back last year either. Interesting. Obviously with the draft being done, it's interesting to look back and kind of see. But yeah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be really interesting to be in your shoes and know who's been drafted where, and what teams picked up who and what they needed, and now finding out who they may or may not have talked to, kind of. But
yeah, the Cats definitely, CK definitely. I mean, you obviously know each other really well, so maybe he thought you didn't have to. But he just had his starting running back retire, and Muford changed to corner, and he was originally a running back. So like literally don't have any. So that's kind of surprises me as well.
Yeah.
I know they don't have a pick for a while though.
What, really?
Yeah, I don't think they have a pick for
did they trade stuff out, or did they?
Let me see. I could have sworn.
Is there a draft order that I can just look at? I don't have to rely on you. I mean, you know what it is, but like, I feel like it'd be way easier, especially when I talk to some other people. Like,
yeah, I mean, I
could draft could be.
Yeah, I mean, Sabercats don't have a pick in the first 2 rounds.
Oh wow. Okay, so they were the one. Okay, I had heard somebody didn't have a pick till round 3.
Yeah, so it's
I mixed up who it was. Okay, so it was the Cats. So
yep.
That might have been why they didn't talk to me then. They might not have thought they could get me. I feel like I'm going top 2 rounds.
It's definitely possible. That could be another reason why.
Like I'm high up in TPE. I've got the reputation behind me. People know me. I'm obviously active. Now again, I know I went inactive, but that's a risk you can kind of take on me because even when I went inactive. Oh, hey, look, thank you. Oh my God, that's so tiny. All right, there we go.
You click on that and open original.
Yeah. I got you. Even when I went inactive, I had made a huge impact on my team and stuff, and things went well. So it wasn't like I was this awful person stuff, but wow, did they trade away a lot? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So
I didn't realize there was only like 4 teams picking in the first round, basically.
Yep.
What happened to? Is the Yeti like banned from this draft? Holy hell!
Yeah. Yep. I know. They don't pick till the 38th pick.
Yep. What? Why did they trade all those? What did they get big players for that or something? I don't know the history of the league, so
I'd have to go. I know they traded a lot. They actually made some deals last year too. So it definitely was. I have to take a look. I would have to look through. I don't know offhand. Okay. I do pay attention to a lot of them, but let me see. Let's see.
I like how there's a round 6 in your picture, but there's no round. There can't.
Yeah, no. Let's see. The Yeti really. They moved. Just trying to take a look through the trades here. I know they moved around 3, but that's I'd have to look into that. It's interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just looking at it. I was like, wait a second. There's only 5 teams in the first round, and 2 of those teams picked twice.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's why there's only 5. Wait, hold on. That math doesn't make sense. There's 8 picks. 2 teams picks. There's 6. There must be 6 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 teams. Ignore me. I'm being dumb right now.
Well, that is the start of that draft. Yeah, it's interesting. I think this is one draft that I think teams have been waiting for too.
Yeah, well, because this is like one of the deepest ones in terms of veterans who are recreating because people have finally retired.
Yeah, so they actually traded their 2nd round pick and their 3rd round pick for 6th overall in season 9.
Why?
They traded with the Wraiths. So the Yeti got 6th overall. Wraiths got S10.
Oh, in season 9. Sorry, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
off.
Yeah, season 9. Season 9.
Yeah. We good. We good. I'm in
Yep.
a different world right now, apparently.
It looks interesting to take a look at that, though, right? You know, you kind of look back and you're like, man, who did they? You know, they moved up to take
Who'd they take with that? Yeah, who'd they take at 6 overall?
Oscar Ludwig.
Who?
Oscar Ludwig. It's corner.
Oh, is he
So
still
they
around?
moved up.
Was he
They
worth the
moved up
pick?
to. They moved up to take him, which is it's interesting to take a corner too there.
Yeah.
He is 130 TP, so safe to say that he is not around anymore.
Oh, that's gotta hurt to have a
Yeah,
draft bust that hard.
yeah, because you
You
gave
traded
up.
away your second and third round picks in
Yep.
S11, which is a ways out. Thinking you're picking up this stud at corner. Like,
Yep.
because if you're picking a corner that high, you better be confident in.
I know. Yeah, and they whiffed on that one pretty bad. Interesting to see though. Now taking a look back, you're like, well then. It's really interesting. Yeah. So that one. Yeah. So they, this draft was definitely one of one of the deepest we've had in quite a while. So
Well, I'm excited. Should be a good time. I wish it was sooner.
me too.
Yeah. Because well, I just want to know where I got drafted, man.
Hmm.
I'm actually excited for it for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was just looking at the Yeti trade. So they got Bagwell, Nyquist, who they cut, Fox North, and Ryan Flock, who's now retired, and a third round pick for their first round pick.
Okay. Was that worth it? I don't know. I don't know any.
I mean, like I said, Nyquist is no longer on the team. Um, they cut him, I think, or he's a free agent now. Ryan Flock auto retire this year. Fox North is still around. He's at 400 TP, so that's not bad. Obviously, it's not.
Fox North, I feel like was like a thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was awesome. He was great for the Liberty for sure for a while. They got Bagwell, who's 300 TP, so it looks like they got a bunch of 300 TP guys to kind of take the push. You can do that in some positions, but the ones they looked at, I don't know. But on the D line, you can get away with that usually. Wide receiver, not usually. And running back's no longer there. So you tell me if that was worth it or not. I don't know.
Ooh. Maybe at the time it was, but right now it's not looking like it turned out.
No.
Especially in a draft like this, if you're a team and there's two of them that we know of for sure that has no picks in the first 2 rounds in this draft, that's going to come back and bite you hard.
Yeah, you're kicking yourself for moving.
Oh, you've got to be. You've got to be because the top 16 players I'm going to go back to Jiggly's list real quick, and I'm going to name. I don't know what I'm going to do. I look at it. I'm going to pick out maybe not even 16 names, but there's definitely 10 that I can pull out real quick that I go, man, you should. So let's just look here. Names that I know that you're missing out on in positions that are tough. So you got Selic, who's Toman. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
37 the chamber. That's a big deal.
Yep.
Ben. That's a big deal. Red Sidran. That's a big deal. Dwyer. Yep. Rabid Sponge. Kendrick. Berserkcap.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Berserkcap's a GM, so he has to take himself. But regardless, so fine. I'll take him off. I don't know. Me. We've got people who I think Swagsloth. I know he's been around.
Yep. Yeah, he was extremely successful too.
Yeah. Basically the top 15 is all. I mean, there's a couple of them that I just don't know, so I'm probably swap them out for people. But ZT Evans,
yep,
he could go real easy. Evok could have been taken way higher. I know he's way down there, but That's a player you know is going to be around. Like the guy's been around.
Yeah, like a couple of guys, Cobalt, Ryan Cobalt, he's very active. He had 105 TP since the beginning of September, so he's extremely active. Dan Schneider is from very active in PBE.
Okay.
So,
I mean, there's basically you're missing out on the biggest guys. Now, that's not to say the draft isn't loaded and quite deep, but if you had a chance, if I'm one of those guys, you have a chance to get two from that list.
Yep.
And on that list are people who are playing. There's one, two, three linebackers that are definitely takeable. That could be difference makers.
Yeah, absolutely. There definitely is.
And two people on the D line, if someone were to take Evans and CB Trella, there's four people on the D line that you could get. I mean, defense is a big deal in this game. DBs maybe not as much as linebackers and defensive linemen, but not in a bad way. Just DBs don't see their stuff happen as often, and
we know very well.
I was gonna say, I know very well that as a DB you can only do so much. Like I put in a whole bunch of effort, especially like I had some killer seasons. I had my basically unanimous MVP, or not MVP, but unanimous Pro Bowl season. And even with that, our team had no pass rush at the time, so it didn't matter.
Yep.
You only cover for so long.
It's true. It is very true. And yeah, that's true. I think this would be one of the first years that I don't make Pro Bowl. Sucks, but what are you gonna do, right? I had literally a whole bunch of 0 interceptions this year, so good. Yep.
That's always a tough one, but yeah, you don't really get the payoff with DBs that you do with D linemen and linebackers on the defensive side, and then the offensive side. There's two running backs right there, and there's more than two teams who need running backs.
Yep.
And looking at the teams who need stuff, like the SaberCats need one.
Yep.
There's no chance they get one of the top. Not no chance, but very little chance, because SaberCats need one, but Outlaws need one. They have 2 picks in the first round. They have 4 picks in the first 11.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking one. They're taking an RB somewhere there. Hawks kind of need one because they've got a guy who's leaving soon. And you guys technically need one, but you're drafting Adam in the second round regardless.
Yeah, you're not. Next year.
Next year you have to draft him in the second round.
Yep.
So theoretically you could take one. Theoretically the Hawks could take one. I know Orange County's looking to grab one. They could easily get one. They've got 2 picks right there. They could take one if they like him pretty well, and the Outlaws don't take him.
Yep.
There's a lot that goes into this that teams are going to miss out on. I don't know if Yeti needs someone or not, but Yeti's got what pick? Yeti has 1 pick in this draft.
Yep.
I just realized that Yeti have 1 pick in this draft.
Yep.
At number 38, they have the second lot. So who are they getting? Are they getting the? Oops! I just closed my window. Damn.
The bottom 2 guys.
I was gonna say, I'm not telling you. I'm not asking you who actually do they get, but
no, I'm saying for TP wise.
Yeah.
There are 2 guys. Yeah, there's 2 guys that haven't updated at all.
And that's Jamal Slick and Kick Puncher.
No, Danny Methane hasn't. I had him still at 50. So.
Oh. Then how are people rated below him?
Yeah, I mean, you looked at Slick, and the last time he was on was over a month ago.
Yeah.
So,
So they either get Danny Methane, Jamal Slick, one of those 2, or they get the. Oh, that's right. Jay Blaze came out and said he was done, didn't he? I forgot about that.
I think he might have.
I think he came out and straight up said, "I'm done with the league. Sorry, guys."
Yeah, I mean, Methane hasn't even made an update thread. So
Honestly, I'd rank that below J Blaze because there's a chance J Blaze could come back.
he was on 2 weeks ago, Dane. So could be something comes back too.
Yeah, that's fair. So he gets either he gets Brister, Kick Puncher, Methane, or Slick, depending on whoever's left over.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Ace Boogie,
Hey, yep, that's actually right. There's 3. Yep.
Yeah. 3 or 4 right there, but
Mm-hmm.
and then you guys get the leftovers of that.
Yeah.
The question is, do the Hawks get Blaze or Methane, and do you guys get Blaze or Methane?
I guess we'll have to find out, right?
Yeah. Who gets to be Mr. Irrelevant in this one?
I know.
Which inactive becomes Mr. Irrelevant?
What's your guess?
My guess is, with Blaze came out and straight up said, I think I remember him doing that, I'm done with this site, then him. It's got to be him.
Okay.
If he didn't come out and say that, then it's got to be the other guy, because Blaze is a known person and the other guy isn't.
Yeah.
Like that's how it's going to roll out. It's whichever one of those things happen, and I think the first thing happened, so that would mean Blaze is going to be Mr. That's probably why he's at the bottom of the list.
I think for the first time in this draft, which the first time I think I can remember, kickers were sort of needed, which is weird.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, like we don't have a kicker.
You don't at all?
No. I decided not to re-sign Pegleg.
So does that mean you're just going to go for it on 4th down from now on?
It is every time. Bradley Madlab, who is the Orange County auto retired.
Oh,
so
wow.
The Outlaws, not the Outlaws. The Yeti had their kicker switched to quarterback.
Oh.
So we have like a few teams that actually need kickers. And if you look at like the free agent wire, there's no one over like 50.
Oh, jeez. So there are 1, 2 active kickers. 3, I guess, if Bolty McSpeedy or Kick Punch or whatever is actually made an update thread or something. But there's 2 for sure.
Yep. So interesting. It was one of the weirdest, actually was looking at like who needs a kicker, which is funny to look at because you're like, it's only a kicker, but
right.
But yeah, interesting. Just an interesting thing to keep in mind at the, just trying to look at the teams that need, even kickers. So it might be why, if you look at Jiggly's list too, Saliva,
I'm excited for Kick Puncher because I enjoy that reference. It's really
what's that from?
It's from the show Community.
Oh, okay.
Kick Puncher is a terrible movie that they watch where his punches were only as strong as his punches until they modified him, and now his punches are as strong as his kicks.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's his whole superpower is he punches as hard as someone kicks.
That is fantastic.
I love his enemy is Punch Kicker.
Oh my god, I love Trella. Trella always has. What did he have? Is football Sackerman? Who's his football catcherman?
Yeah,
was his last player.
Yeah, football catcherman who disappeared. Now he's football Sackerman.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what his next one will be.
Oh, that's great.
It might be football runner man or football thrower man.
Ooh. Very good.
Or
ones.
Football kicker man.
It could be kicker man.
I think that's or football blocker man, I guess, but I don't think anybody.
No, that'd be funny.
To be fair, that was a mistake from the beginning.
Yeah,
we didn't realize it until later, but it was kind of a mistake.
Yeah, no.
Do you, if you go back and look at the S1 draft, it's humorous.
Yeah, no, wasn't Shaka like the first pick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thought
He
so.
was.
Thought
Which is
so.
really funny because Josh Gordon should have been the first pick.
Yeah, was it Josh Garden? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Josh
funny.
Gordon. The owner of the fucking league didn't get picked first overall.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that,
Oh my god.
that I got a kick out of that one.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, this this draft is something something it's kind of weird because if you look at teams, for instance, if you look at the Outlaws, for instance, so they have a lot of
Right.
picks in the first few. You know,
Yes.
they have, let's see, Colby, Moose Cop, Squanch, Jackson, Morris. That is that are the only players that are
Mhm.
over 500 TPE.
Yeah. Luckily, you can be
So it's
viable in the
like,
league at 400. But
yeah, depending where you are, for sure. If you what position you are, absolutely.
at a lot of them, believe it or not,
Yeah,
400 gets you pretty good stats at most positions.
yeah, it's
DBs, you're fucked if you're at 400, though. That's for sure.
yeah. That's
You'll
why
get smoked on everything.
Bailey's becoming an old man. Bailey's becoming an old man. I know, I'm at like, I don't know. I was that yeah. Regression is not fun. I'm at 974 right now, so um, not terrible, but yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I had to lose like 200 and something TPA. I had to lose
Regression's a
243.
B.
Yeah, 243 TPA. So yeah, it'll be This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a really fun draft. So
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It should be a really good one. All right. Well, we've been talking for like an hour now. So if you have any like kind of final thoughts here, I would love to hear them. Anything we should be looking out for in the draft? Anything
it's gonna be fun.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a fun draft. I think. It's gonna be definitely a fun draft. There's gonna be a lot happening. There's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, some picks you're definitely gonna know are there, and some picks are gonna surprise. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of interesting things that go on in the draft. So definitely
Gotcha.
enjoy it.
All right. Well, thanks for sitting down with me. Sorry if we got a little off track on that, but I had a good time. Hopefully,
Yeah,
I can get some other GMs here, maybe some prospects, maybe some players. Who knows? But I'm looking to do these more often now that I've got some more time. Maybe I'll have you back sometime. Maybe you'll be my GM. I don't know. We'll find out in the draft.
I guess we will. We got 4 days to find out now.
4 days now. Oh, yeah, because it is 10-8 now officially. God.
This,
Why does it take so long to put this draft together?
yeah,
Just do it.
4 days.
Draft guys. Just do it. It ended
Yeah,
today. They got done drafting today, so like get on it.
I'll
You
bug
know what I'm
them.
saying? Ignore your real lives.
just do this. What are you doing?
Call in sick.
Yeah,
Use your vacation days.
fine with that.
Give up your life for my joy.
Yeah, 100%. Why not? Let's do it.
Listen, I have no room. So let's be honest. No, that's not fair. I'm like always on my phone at work. Not always on my phone at work. My phone is always on me at work, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but you
So
don't pay attention to it.
like I'll pay attention. No, I pay attention to it. I get email notifications on any time I get tagged or PM'd or quoted in NSFL.
It's good to know.
And I get basically every notification from every Discord I'm in. So like I'm always fucking around.
So all those
I
daily
respond to it a
tags.
bunch. Oh my god. The daily tags, man. That's why I have to put the caveat of almost in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that still pops up on my computer, but it doesn't.
Oh, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's part of why I came back.
I hope so.
Daily check bullshit. Oh god damn it.
You're welcome.
You've started an avalanche. All right, let's finish this off. So again, thanks for coming on, talking with me. Thanks, guys, everybody who listens. I'm not gonna be an asshole YouTuber, bullshit motherfucker, and ask you to do whatever with bells and buttons and commenting and shit because you don't do it anyway. Let's be honest. Actually, I have 2 subscribers.
Ooh.
I think. Yeah.
One yourself.
I think it's like no. I think it's like Slim and geez. Adam S.
Oh my god.
I don't even know if it's Slim. Funny. I know Adam S follows me because it showed me who. Hold on, I can look it up real quick. Hold on, I can do this. Channel. YouTube.
My co-GM is watching what you do. Watching every move.
Channel. I have 6 subscribers. Well, thanks, guys. I only have 200 views, and there's videos I have with 2 views on them. So obviously, you don't care that much, but I appreciate it. I make no money on this. Obviously, YouTube does not care if you've got under 1,000 views and single-digit subscribers.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, if you guys wanted to do paid memberships, like I get it. I get it. This is quality content that you cannot get. You're missing out so much. No. I used to be able to check. It used to tell me who subscribed. But it doesn't now. I don't know. Maybe it's in my alerts. New subscriber, Dermot Lavelle. Oh, Dermot Lavelle subscribed to me.
That's sad times.
So Dermot and Adam S are 2 I know for sure. I don't know if it'll tell me who the other ones are. Social. Oh, maybe it'll tell me in here. I've got like 1,000 Twitter notifications and promotions. Nope. That's something else. Nope. I have no idea who else. It doesn't tell me all my subscribers. Sad day.
Sad day.
So if you guys do subscribe, it's easier to know when I put this shit out. But it doesn't really matter because I'll also post it on the forums. So
that's so funny. Well,
but
yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bayley, if you want to subscribe, go for it. If anybody else wants to, go for it. It makes it easier to find them because God knows YouTube won't tell you they're there. But yeah, thanks everybody. That's a happy surprise to end this. That's cool. Cool.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, and congrats, Time Consumer, for the new DSFL GM. So congrats to him as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll probably talk about that some other time with some other person. I don't know. All right, I got to figure out how to turn this off. Boop-a-doop-doo. I think I type in Craig. I'm gonna edit this part out. And then
Craig,
leave. Get the fuck out of here, Craig.